Hi, I'm Greg Bateman. This is Andrea Deckard. Andrea is a volunteer with the Martin County Patients Cancer Services, and we're here to talk about a very unique evening in Martin County, maybe the most unique event that we've ever seen. It's called Hoosier Night. If you've been on Facebook, you've probably seen it, but what it's all about, that's why we're here, and it's on November 19th at 6 o'clock at the Loogootee Methodist Church. So we're going to spend the next few minutes talking about that. What you see in front of us are just a share of so many items that you can bid on in an online auction and a silent auction, which will happen actually at the event. So, Andrea, let me give them a little background first about how this all started. It was the vision of Doug and Becky Bradley. Becky is a cancer survivor of 8 years now, I think, so congratulations, Becky. But when Becky was in the hospital and had cancer, Doug and Becky got a lot of help that they needed, that all cancer patients needed. In fact, that is exactly why Martin County Cancer Patient Services started up here in Martin County, to give that help. But it wasn't in Martin County at that time. But they got a lot of help, and as things progressed, they thought, how can we give back? How can we pay it forward? And so what they have done over the years, they go out and they get memorabilia signed by sports personalities, whatever it is, they get it, something that might be interest to the community, something that might make money for fundraisers, and that's exactly what this is. It's a benefit for the Martin County Cancer Patient Services. So that's the background of it. So it was their vision, and right now we're kind of the face of it, just to let you know that it's going on Tuesday night, November 19th. So it's at the Loogootee Methodist Church, and we thank them, Andrea, right?
Very much for hosting this.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have an event. You got to have an event big enough. You have to have the interest, and we have all of that. So before Andrea talks about the auction side of it, which of course we know in this area is a big deal, and it'll do well, let me tell you about the program itself and why it's so unique. I mean, if you're a fan of the movie Hoosiers, you've got to be here. I don't care where you live. If you're within my voice, you've got to come to Loogootee on that night. Angelo Pizzo, who is the writer, the creator of one of the greatest sports movies of all time, Hoosiers, will be there in person. He'll have some things to talk about the movie. He'll take questions from you, as will all the other guests, which include Bobby Plump. Of course, Bobby Plump, the Miracle of Milan, 1954, hit that last second shot to beat Muncie Central. And he went on to do great things, but obviously he's known for that shot. And years later, Angelo Pizzo, that was the inspiration for the movie Hoosiers. I'm not telling you anything new, I don't believe. Also there, though, will be Brad Long. And Brad played the character Buddy, and Buddy was the character that quit the team, was kicked off the team, and later came back in the movie, and of course was there for that dramatic ending. Also there is Graham Honaker. Now, you might not know Graham Honaker, but Graham is with the Milan 54 Museum. He's on the board of directors, and he's associate athletic director and development for their NIL strategy. That's the moneymaker strategy, right? To bring in the recruits and all those things at Butler University. So it's not just an Indiana University thing. You don't have to be an Indiana University fan. As you can see right here, we have a basketball signed by Thad Matta from Butler. We do have Terry Morin, this basketball from IU, and of course Coach Sig, the hottest team and the hottest coach in the country, and Don Fisher, the best broadcaster in the country, that football. You can bid on all of these, and that, Andrea, kind of leads us in to what you're going to be doing. There's a silent auction that will take place, but there's an online auction that has started and is taking place right now. What can you tell me about that?
We have 4 items available now until 10 a.m. on Monday before the event. There is IU versus Sam Houston tickets, basketball tickets. We have a Bobby Plump basketball, also attached with the movie, comes with it. We have 2 basketballs signed by Coach Woodson and Don Fisher.
So those right now, you can go, now you have to go to the Martin County Cancer Patient Services Facebook page.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yes.
So if you go there, you'll see those items, you can bid on them, and you can see what the bids currently are. So if you're interested and you want to bid above that, just put it in the comments.
Yes.
So that's not a silent auction at all.
That is not.
It's the complete opposite.
Yes.
You know exactly what's been bid, and you know if you're right there as the front runner, and you know that somebody could undercut you. And as often is the case, Andrea, as you well know, people might wait until that last minute before Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning to be able to put their bid in to have a good chance. They might say, I know this person's working. They're not going to see Facebook after this.
Right.
So there's a strategy to it. But that is going on right this very minute and has for the last week or so. But you have to go to the Martin County Cancer Patient Services Facebook page. Of course, this is on YouTube as well. So if you're not on Facebook, somebody can get you to there, or they can bid for you. And that's the online auction that goes through Monday, November 10th. Or the Monday before the event,
18th.
Which would be November 18th.
Yes.
Right, at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so make sure you go bid on something there. You've got those items that she talked about. Then the silent auction, wow. I mean, there's so many, and I don't even know where to start. These items that we just spoke of will be there. What comes of mind to you, Andrea, that you think people might be have of interest when they go and mark their name down for a bid?
We have several local items. We have some just from the vicinity of the surrounding counties. We have a ball signed by Jack Butcher, of course, which is famous all over the state, but might be a high bid for someone here in Loogootee. We have vaccine tours to Assembly Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Wow, that would be cool.
It would. It really would. We have Colts tickets. Oh my.
You mentioned local, so we'll talk about some of the more visible things, because I know of a few that I might bid on, but it is important to talk about the local buy-in to this. I mean, what you guys have gotten in sponsorship, maybe donations from businesses, from individuals, but also in the online auction, things like car detailing. Correct. You know, from I know Josh Engelman, I think, but there's a lot more out there locally that people might say, oh, I could use that tomorrow. Or,
that's right.
Or that's a great Christmas gift.
That's what I had just told someone probably 20 minutes ago. Yeah. Some people have thought, boy, it's getting close to the holidays, you know, as far as spending their money, but it's also a way to give back to others at the same time of possibly get someone a great Christmas present.
Yeah, because on these online items, a lot of times you may get it for undervalue, right?
Oh, for certain.
And from there, it just depends on how much you want it.
For certain.
But there are a lot of local sponsors, and we can't go without, we're not going to mention all of them, we can't here, but I know it will be there at the site. But I know we can't thank them enough. Doug and Becky can't, you can't, I can't, because it would be difficult to put on this event and to be able to raise any funds at all without their help, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I don't mean to overlook someone who has given to the silent auction, but I would like to give a thank you to Marvin Bailey. Bobby Plump signed the basketball for the Catfish Festival, and that ball garnered $1,600, I believe it was. And my understanding was later in the evening, Marvin knew there were others who were bidding, who were interested, and he didn't get to it in time to say, I'd like to give it back to do it again. So he approached my dad, and my dad said, I've got a great idea for you. You give that back to the cancer group because they could use that as a fundraiser. So Marvin did just that. So one ball has now made its way into our county twice in a roundabout way to help others. And now we have Mr. Plump coming to our county. You're not going to find these type of events in our county very often. This is quite an event for people to come and speak to him and to Mr. Pizzo and all of those who are going to be there. So I'm just amazed sometimes in our county how others will help others.
Yeah, and it's an incredible opportunity.
Going.
But what you just mentioned was, at the Catfish Festival, that ball, somebody wanted it enough or to help the fundraiser.
That's exactly right.
$1,600.
That's exactly right.
If you look at the bid as we talk right now, and this is a Monday afternoon, I think top bid's $200.
I believe that's right.
At least the last time we looked, okay? And that's terrific, by the way. If it stopped at that, a basketball for $200 to help the Martin County Cancer Patient Services, great, because there was no cost involved, just the generosity of the community. But keep in mind on all of these things, this is a fundraiser, and it's a fundraiser for the Martin County Cancer Patient Services. You, me, Andrea, we've all been touched in so many ways and so many times, mostly in a negative way, by cancer, so you can relate. Don't just think of it as, oh boy, my boy would like this, I would like this, but you know what? I might like this, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more if you can, because it's for the Martin County Cancer Patient Services and the great work that they do. So I don't want people to overlook that it's not just a silent auction. It's going to go to help in our community, and directly or indirectly, folks, it's gonna go to help you, right? And me. And you.
And if it's not to you yet, unfortunately, it may be someday.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure there's anyone who hasn't been affected by a friend, a coworker, a family member, sometimes closer than others.
Yeah.
But that's been my drive to participate in this group, is it affected me and my family. And I saw it as a way, just like Doug and Becky, to try to pay it forward and keep helping others.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And you don't even have to be a sports fan. Number one, a philanthropist, a human being, right? Somebody who would like to help the community. That's number one. But you don't have to be a fan of the movie Hoosiers, although I think if you are, you're going to have a great evening. You don't have to be a fan of IU or Purdue, which, by the way, there will be a Matt Painter signed something there. There's Michael Lewis signed for Ball State, a basketball. So it's all spread out throughout the state and further than that. But what we would like for you to think of, again, is there are local merchants and there are items there that you can get and use immediately. Doesn't have to be a basketball. It might be anything that you can use locally. And some of the things that come to my head immediately that will be in the silent auction is a Dominique Wilkins signed USA Olympic jersey. And it's there. I mean, I don't even know how they got that. I don't know if you do. Do you know how?
I don't know how they got that.
But it's there.
No.
And it is there to be bid on. So that's one thing. I mean, Dominique Wilkins, who's got the connection? Somebody did. Doug Bradley probably somehow, right?
That's right.
Doug probably did. Doug and Becky Bradley. Calbert Cheney has signed some things. Don Fisher has signed several things. Coach Signetti has signed several things. So it's not just one item that they have. Bobby Plump, Angelo Pizzo, all of those people have contributed things that they think that you might be interested in. But Will Smith, now not Will Smith the actor, but Will Smith, the World Series champion for the Los Angeles Dodgers, signed a baseball, and it's on its way here through Coop. Is that right?
That's right.
So Stephen Cooper, Coop, come on, thanks so much. But he's got it out in LA, and he'll be there that night, and he's going to bring that signed baseball of a World Series champion from what, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Will Smith, he's the catcher for the Dodgers. How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. And we're going to be posting pictures on here. But I think the big message we want to get to you, number one, is what's going on. But number two, spread the word, all right? It's at the Loogootee Methodist Church. We want to fill that sanctuary, I guess, if you will, of people. Angelo Pizzo, we said, would be there. Brad Long, who played Buddy in the movie. We said Bobby Plump, of course. And Bobby Plump, I mean, if you've never heard him talk and speak, he still loves to do it. And I'm going to say he's 89 years old, and that might be a little conservative, but something like that. But he loves to do this more than anything because it helps other people, just like this one is. And then Graham Honaker. So that format's going to look like this. They're going to be seated, and they're going to have a chance to talk about whatever they want to talk about in their particular cases. We'll have a brief question and answer, maybe a little more or less brief, maybe a little longer, from each of them. So think about questions that you would like to ask, and we'll give you an opportunity if you're there, but if you would rather us ask that question, go to Facebook and message myself or put it on the Martin County Cancer Patient Services or Andrea or Doug Bradley's Facebook page and say, I would like to ask Angelo Pizzo this. I would like to ask Bobby Plump this, because there's so many things that they won't be able to talk about. But if there's something that you're very interested in, we want to make sure that you get that question answered. So that's going to be a fun part of it as well. We got to mention that, hey, listen, you can't go to an event like this without food, right?
That's right.
You got local vendors and you've got some food that they can purchase as well, right?
Again, we've had a lot of local people donate. We've hardly had to spend anything for this because people are so good. We will have hot dogs, chips, drinks, water, candy bars. We'll have a lot of choices. And our community has really come forward to help us with that as well.
They always do.
They do.
Don't they?
They do.
So this is just such a unique night. I can't think of even another thing that compares to it. And again, mark that down, Tuesday, November 19th. The doors will open for bidding, by the way, and viewing of the items at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, and I think especially a lot of people may not be able to come later,
right.
and, you know, and maybe they might hope that their bid sticks, but or maybe they just want to come and see what's available before the event happens. And feel free to please come and look.
Yeah.
We will have it all laid out by 1 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock the doors will open as far as to go in and be seated for the event, which begins at 6.
Yeah. So yeah, if you go into the bidding anytime between 1 and 5, and like Andrea said, because you may not be able to come back to see if your bid sticks, but come on back if you can, okay?
And you know, Greg, this is for any age.
Right.
You know,
Oh my
I
gosh.
think
yeah.
about this, and I think we have so many elementary kids who could learn from this, who love sports or just, you know, through their parents could learn. I've even had someone reach out to me who was in attendance at the 1954 game, and they saw that shot.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty wow.
That's pretty cool.
I wanted her to be there so badly, but she's not sure she can. It's so widespread. It's for anybody.
That's a terrific point, because I think kids will enjoy this as much as parents. Don't tell me there's a kid out there that hasn't heard of the movie Hoosiers. I don't care whether they're 8 years old or 10 or 12. They've heard of the movie Hoosiers. And most of them by now in this basketball-rich county have heard of Bobby Plump in the 1954 shot. If not, get them to go to YouTube and watch Hoosiers, see that shot, and it's an amazing thing. I think you'll agree. But so 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday the 19th, the doors will be open for bidding, for viewing, and then for the event, 5 o'clock, the doors will open. Get something to eat, look at the bids, continue to bid and view, and then at 6 o'clock we'll have our program. And it's guaranteed to be a great night. But the important thing for you, your responsibility, all right? If you're watching this, share this. Share this video, share the word, because it's not just Martin County that loves these folks and basketball and all these things. DuBois County, you've got friends in Lawrence County, Orange County, whatever county. They're gonna come here if they know about it. So share this video and let them know. Andrea, anything else you can think of
What better place for a basketball event than Southern Indiana, in November.
Yeah, and to have these legends. I mean, I'm interested in Brad Long, who plays Buddy, to talk about some of the behind the scenes. Because one of the things with Buddy, and this will be a question somebody will have to ask, and you might not even know this, but Buddy, the character, was kicked off the team and later magically reappeared on the team. But behind the scenes in the movie cuts and everything else, they eliminated a scene where he actually came in and asked to be back on the team. That was lost. It was just all of a sudden he reappeared back in the movie. But he likes to talk about that because it was, I've seen the scene, it's a deleted scene, and it was pretty good. But because of time and everything else, they wanted it under 2 hours. They cut that scene out, so it's just magically he reappears back on the team.
I've had somebody ask me already a couple of questions. Hey, was this really right? And was this really how it played out? Yeah. The questions that I've already had posed to me.
And you know who? The only two people that can answer those are Angelo Pizzo and Bobby Plump.
Right.
I mean the original 1954 Milan team.
Right.
And then the screenwriting of it, because I'm sure it was loosely based on it, but that's a great question to ask of
Sure.
Angelo Pizzo or Bobby Plump. What'd you see in the movie that you didn't like? What'd you see in the movie that wasn't true? And I'm sure he's been asked that 100 times and he'll have an answer for you. But I'm excited for it, and it's coming up real soon, just around the corner.
Very excited.
Andrea, I know we'll see you there, but in the meantime, go to the Martin County Cancer Patient Services page, Facebook page, bid or share, however you think you can do it, and then come on down on Tuesday, November 19th, sometime after 1 o'clock to bid in the silent auction, and it'll be a great evening. Anything else, Andrea?
We hope to see everybody there.
We hope to see everybody there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And again, that's Tuesday, November 19th, Loogootee Methodist Church. It's Hoosier Night, and we'll see you there.